You see, if you live in Nigeria and you are a parent in Nigeria, you must have noticed one kind of thing that is becoming rampant within our girls, that is happening to our girls. You see this picture on my screen. Let me just give you a brief story to what actually happened. They said, according to the gist, they said they invited a girl to the hotel for a certain amount of money to spend the night with them. And when the girl came, they did what they want to do, and they decided to unalive the girl and took her part for rituals. It is no news because every other day we see this thing happening, and it's not only just happening, it's happening to our daughters, it's happening to our girls, it's happening to our sisters and our siblings that are females. Well, there's one thing I keep telling girl child. One thing is this: the society does not favor you. So because of that, you have to do things that will make you protect yourself from this evil that call themselves men looking for money. And that is what bring me to this topic. Mothers, what kind of advice do you actually give to your girl child? Yes, a lot of people will say there are things that could cause a girl child to indulge in these things, and at the end of the day, they may end up being unalive. And you find out that another thing is our girls in the university are majorly and primarily the victim. Why? Why is it the child you sent to the university, at the end of the day, they are calling you to tell you that they can't find her, or they find her, this is her body? Some of them might just be a victim of what they never knew of. Why some might just be for the things I am going to be listing on this video. Please watch to the end, because the last might be one of the major things that is making our girls fall victims to these individuals that is unaliving them. Welcome to another exciting episode with Mom of Things. Please, if you have not subscribed, please do so. Share this video to a parent that might need it. And if you know you have a daughter, it is important for you to play this video for that girl child, so that that girl will be safe. So as a mother, your child is going to the university. Are you just happy analyzing or narrating to tell them that, my daughter has gained admission into university. She's going to be a lawyer, or she's studying to be a lawyer, or she wants to be a doctor and engineer. And all you are just is just the happiness that the child is gaining admission into the university. What motherly advice have you sat that girl down to tell that girl? A lot of us are so happy that we neglect the little things that we are supposed to be teaching our daughters, and focus on the ones that are not even important, like celebrating that your child enter university. Your prayer is let that child even go and come back, because what is happening in most of our university is becoming alarming, that every day you hear this one has been unalive and the body has been mutilated because of rituals. It is a bad one, and one of the things is coming from home. And the first on my list will be communication and trust. You find out that a lot of our girls don't trust their mothers to confide in them. Yes, we know that girls has issues, especially during their puberty, their teen, preteen, and adulthood, especially when they are just getting to adult. They are so mischievous during this period. They do so many things that we parents, we are unaware. But if you have a good communication with your daughter, do you think that a lot of things that happens in her life, she will not tell you? I believe she will. Although some of the things that you might be hearing might not be favorable, they might not be one of the things you want to hear. But if you just let that child trust you and have good communication with this child, maybe your child will not have four victims. I remember a woman was saying that if I had known, I would have warned her. I never told her. I thought it was going to be safe. Oh, maybe when she gets there, she will learn. The truth is this: when they get there, is a different ball game entirely. And that is why I am asking you, what are you communicating with your daughter? You don't just send them out to go. You have to tell them things they need to know, that the university is another zone of its own, where a lot of good, bad, and ugly happens. And with this, the child will be able to trust you with his or her words. Yes, they might want to go and visit person. If there was a good communication and trust, the child should be able to convince you, or tell you where she's going to, and able to communicate where she's going to, tell you who she's going to see, the address and all. And when something wants to happen, the girl will first of all tell them, even if anything happen, my parents already have your information. Check my phones and you will see. No matter what you say, I told them this is where I'm going to, and they picked my word for it. So you can imagine, even if anything happen, you know who you are going to meet. You know who you are looking for. That is just a free advice I am giving you as a parent. The second one, a lot of people will say, is poverty. Well, yes, poverty could be another reason why you see our girls doing hookup, doing some things that are illegal. Nothing wrong. Something big is actually wrong. But now the problem is this: being poor does not mean that you should sell yourself. That is why I said nothing wrong, because there are a lot of poor parent children that are in the university, but that is not a yardstick for you to do that. And because you've not told the child that you are being poor does not mean that you should sell yourself, does not mean that you should not fall victims into the hands of this fraudster. You should tell them that, oh, there are ways you could make money to sustain you. You could get petty things to sell. You could be contented with what you have. Manage what we give to you. Pray that somebody blesses you. Yes, there are people that people blesses as they are even in the university, because they know they cannot meet some certain needs. These are some of the words you should tell your children, not letting them go do what your mates are doing. You see that word, do what your mates are doing, is one of the things that irritates me the most. And mothers, if you know you do this, please stop it, because you are pushing your child into an unknown zone, and the result might not be what you want to hear. Because how can you train a child up to a university level, and the next thing they are calling you to come and identify the body? Will you forgive yourself because of a statement? Yes, that aside. Now another thing is friends. Sometimes when you send your children to university, there are things you should also tell them all. That not everybody they meet in the university is their friend. Because they are your university a classmate, because they are your roommate, because they are your fellowship mate, does not make them your friends. What is a friend? Somebody that aligns with you, somebody that can keep your secret, somebody that can advise you even when the person knows that your mouth is smelling and can tell you, that your mouth is smelling. These are people you call friends, not somebody that will be comparing or body shaming you, pushing you into doing things that you ought not to do. These are some of the advice you need to tell your girl child, that because he's your reading partner, because she gives you things, because you guys are talking, does not make that person your friend. If that person's characters, if that person's lifestyle does not reconcile with yours, that person is not a friend. That person is just a classmate, a fellow colleague, or somebody you just met. Make sure you choose your friends, because they will make or destroy you. By the time you start telling them that, oh, because the friend is flaunting this, does not make that a good friend. No. And if you know that person's lifestyle is comfortable for you, then that means that person is your friend. Whether be it good, be it bad, because your friend could be bad and the lifestyle is comfortable with you, and you are good to go, you still continue doing it, and that might put you into trouble. And that is the reason why you see, when our children get to the university, because of this their friends, oh, he smokes, and you just like the way the girl smokes, the next thing you see yourself trying to test it, and the girl is telling you, oh, just try it now, nothing will happen. And this is where pride pressures come in. Yes, because you just want to belong, or the friend is telling you nothing dey there, and you're not in the university, you're already a big girl, why not try it? Have you asked the people that go through this route, where are they now? If you can ask this question and you get a good answer, maybe then you cannot start thinking of following. When you see somebody indulging in something that is not healthy, and you've asked them, the people that follow this route, where are they now? And they are able to give you a concrete answer, then maybe you might buy it. But if they are not, that means these are not friends. These are not people you should emulate. Another thing that I noticed again, that is one of the major reasons why our girls are falling into these wrong hands, is greed, especially in the university. You find out that they want to belong. They want to wear shirts that their friends are wearing. They want to wear expensive wig. They want to wear expensive wristwatch. They want to belong so that people will be hailing them, forgetting where they are coming from. And you see, greed is one of the reasons why they keep unaliving our girls. This is the final one. And that is one of the reasons why you should hammer it on your daughter that no matter what, be contented with what you have. You see, that thing you are buying 2 years from now, it will no longer be valuable. And that is life. And you should go for what you need and not what you want. Because what you need is what will sustain you. What you want is just for you to flaunt. You see, greed is one of the things that is destroying them. You see a girl that knows that the father and the mother cannot afford expensive life, going for an expensive life. How do they get them? By doing hookups. And your daughter will come back home with things that were never given, expensive things, and you don't ask questions. You say, oh, she's in the university, so maybe she knows how she got it. You are pushing that child into what that child is not supposed to be doing, because the end point is destruction. The end point is not something that you, a parent, will be proud of. And go to the university, that is why you see them, they will call them mini brutal, because that is where they carry out what they ought to. But if there was a good communication, if there was trust between you and that child, you find out that when that child is pressured, she will call you, the mother, first and tell you, this is what I am going through. And your simple advice will be one thing that will guide that child through the university. See, when they are body shaming the child that she doesn't wear expensive clothes, and the child comes and tell you, mommy, they are telling me my cloth is cheap. Don't worry, the one they are wearing tomorrow will become a cheap article. They will dump it, and they will need people to fund their lifestyle. But when you leave the university, you will have, and you get a good job, you're having a good life, you will have money to do it without begging anyone to do it for you. These are some of the advice we should tell our guests, and not start telling them, you know how your mates they do am now, so why not go through the same route? And a lot of them have gone through that route, and at the end of the day, they don't come out alive. And above all, sometimes they become victim of circumstances. They were never. It was not because there was no good communication. It was not because there was poverty or the parents were poor. Friends has nothing to do with it. Greed has nothing to do with it. It was love that they found, and at the end of the day, they met the wrong person. That is why it is important for you as a parent to start teaching your children about relationship, when to enter and when not to. Because if they enter early, they will not know when they are supposed to be noticing the red flag. That is why you find out that most of the victims are between the ages of 18 and 22, because at this stage they don't understand red flag. All they see is love, but what they are not understanding is there is a red flag. There's something that is wrong that I'm not understanding. And if that child was matured and you keep giving that child advice, I bet you that child will pick any red flag and run for her dear life. And this is one of the reasons why we find out that it is so common in Nigeria, it is so common in our country, and every day there are parents grieving because we have boys that have prioritized money to human life. They prefer to make money than have empathy that the life they cannot give, they will take it without feeling remorse. And for your daughter and my daughters not to become victims, we have to sit up as mothers, we have to sit up as parents to start looking for ways to protect our girl child without them becoming victim. And if you know this video was helpful, please share it to a parent that need it. Share it to a girl child so that the girl child will understand that not all that glitter is gold. Have a beautiful day until I bring you another interesting topic. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing.